taurai zvinetsika kuruzhinji rwevanhu kuti vanzwisisise zvakananga musangano. In the process of things, those who had been qualified as maybe agricultural demonstrators, they were called, people who had been taught how to plant, how to seed, how to do, grow crops, and were successful in their own rights. They were called sellouts because they were easily identified with the enemy. So the war depleted of the local leadership. Those who knew the modern world did not survive this war. And so it was. And we have a song in ZANU, it says, taurai zvinetsika kuruzhinji rwevanhu kuti vanzwisisise zvakananga musangano. It is a beautiful song. It says a soldier must be disciplined. A soldier must not take things from the povo. A soldier must respect the people and tell the people why the war and so on. But in reality, the boys would not have food like vegetables. They wanted meat from the people. And they would kill if you don't provide. So there were atrocities even within the war. But the atrocities within the fighting forces were no less than the atrocities by the government of the day, led by Ian Smith. So again, there were contradictions. They were fighting. Ian Smith was fighting for his own independence against Russia. And so it was that now a lot of people lost their lives in a war that was unnecessary. Because right now, looking back at the aftermath and trying to say, was it worth it? The lives that were lost. Was this really worth it? Was it? Couldn't there be another answer? It was a bit sad that the Zimbabwean people are like complacent. They just can't do much about the politics of the day. They try in a peaceful way. Why peaceful in a violent circumstance? It's because I believe they know they made a mistake in Robert Mugabe. But they made the choice. They put him into the position of power. And they did not know that power was all the men wanted. Now we know, now we see how it is going to be difficult. Let's bring let's take the war in the perspectives of maybe Russia on one side supporting Zipra and China supporting Zanla. Zanla forces coming from Mozambique and Zipra forces coming from Zambia. The guerrilla fighters of ZANU were guerrilla fighters, and they were like 7,000 in any one time. The Zipra forces, the structure of it was conventional soldiers, like uniform and all the niceties of fighting a war, army, proper army. But then you see, again, the Zipra people were in the minority. They were never going to win a majority government without some alliance with Ian Smith or something like that. And so the war was fought on a guerrilla tactic and on a kind of conventional tactic. But the end result was that the war was won, and the ZANU faction or side of the war lost. Because Russia over there did not have any colonies in Africa, this was their opportunity to have a colony. But at the same time, it was obvious that no, Joshua Nkomo can never win a majority rule government in Zimbabwe because of numbers. So the Russians kind of infiltrated some elements in the ZAPU Zipra camp, the military wing of ZAPU, to say that, you know what, you're going to lose this election, but be ready to pounce on the new government and take over after this independence thing. So they started, unfortunately, holding some arms on some land in the Matabeleland side of things. And Mugabe on his side was suspicious of this situation, or his camp were suspicious of this. Even during the war, it was obvious that when war is done, there's going to be another war against Joshua Nkomo and his people. It was obvious there was going to be another war. But the comrades in ZANU PF openly said they were not going to fight a war called Joshua Nkomo's war. They were not going to fight that war. They declared that. So Mugabe decides to create another piece of army, as in like auxiliary army or 5th Brigade. It was neither in the settlement of things. It was just a brigade trained by the Koreans as a sideline army, shall we say. So those were the tensions of the day.